giving us all iPhones just to be put out in front of me. Good, yourself?
Great.
Sure. Thanks for you guys coming out.
No problem. Give us a favor for the mics and just say who you are. Who you are within your voice.
Sure. Ames Kirshen, DC Comics.
Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman.
I know your voice.
There you go.
You are the Batman.
I'm sorry, let me do it again. Ames Kirshen, DC Entertainment.
Thank you. I like that.
Sarah?
Speaking of Batman, we have supervillains contending to be the Justice League in this game. So are you the Batman in this game?
No, I'm a good Batman.
He is the Batman in this game.
Batman. But this game, there are so many villains. It's very villain-centric. There are levels upon levels upon levels of villains. So it makes my job that much more complicated.
Do you like voicing a Batman that's more on the lighter side?
You know, it really is fun to be able to give it a different take, but at the same time remaining true to the character. It's just it's a line you walk, and you know, my background is in theater, and I'm used to playing comedy. So, as much as I love doing dark, tragic, heavy characters, I also love doing lighter, comedic characters. And in a project like this, you get to do both. You get to be the dark, heavy Batman characters, but in a slightly cockeyed world, so that there's this comedic take on everything. It's a really nice challenge for an actor.
But how does it feel to take your Batman, your voice, and camp it up a little Adam West?
Well, there was definitely a line that we couldn't cross over, and during recordings, occasionally, you know, get a bunch of actors in a room, and it gets pretty wild. And so we would kind of goof around a little bit, but then pull it back for the actual genuine record.
And that's part of what makes it funny, is that you take Kevin's kind of seminal, serious Batman, right, and you put him in this world and set of circumstances that sometimes can be over the top and wacky, and that's funny in itself.
It makes it that much funnier. The more serious I am in that crazy world, the funnier it is.
And you especially go from Injustice to now Lego Batman.
Tuning in.
Adds that extra dimension to it.
Yeah.
And that shows, like, you know, the fact that he has that range to be able to play that more darker, serious, you know, kind of, you know, more PG-13 Batman, and then come here and play more of the, you know, family-friendly, kid-friendly Batman. But really, it's one and the same, right? It's just the way Kevin, the world we're putting Kevin in is different. The Injustice world is very different from the Lego world, but it's still the essence of his Batman is there.
What gets you into the mode of Batman before you do your lines?
I found early on that the trick to getting into Batman was that seminal moment that happened to him as a child when his parents were murdered in front of him. That is what put him over the edge. And it was dealing with that horrible tragedy and his not letting it crush him, but it transformed him, and then he used his life to avenge their deaths, to try and cure the world. That became his mission. So whenever I get in the booth, I always kind of put myself back into that image of that tragedy of the childhood. The voice just goes there. So that roots, it always just really roots the voice for me.
But for years, one of my
at this point, I've been listening to Batman since I was a kid. Such an iconic harmonica. I close my eyes and think of Batman voice.
Yes! The brainwashing works!
I think everybody at this table has a lot of probably feel the same way. So it's first of all, it's awesome. Second of all,
it was really fun.
You've done the role so many times, you've done it so many times at this point.
So when I got a chance to play
dream in Batman at this point? I mean, it's a silly question, but honestly, it's like it's the shoes you filled so many times, so wonderfully. Do you feel like it's truly a part of you?
I love it. But this
No, but
You guys really like
but I am a part of him. Definitely. Because actors use themselves to inform any role they play. So I've drawn on all aspects of my life to inform him. And I'm really proud of a lot of the moments that I've played. I was talking about it recently at a Comic-Con. At Mask of the Phantasm, there's a scene where he's at his parents' grave and he's pleading with them to release him from his vow because he's fallen in love and he discovers what life's about. And it's just such an emotional scene that I just had to draw on a lot of personal memories to get there. And I was just really proud of the way it came across. So there have been moments like that playing the character through the years where I've drawn on a lot of my own life experiences to inform him. Because he's a complicated guy. That's what's so wonderful about playing him. He's not just the square-jawed, typical hero, superhero. He's a guy with issues. He's got lots of issues. And he's spending his life trying to resolve those issues, That's what makes him so much fun to play.
DC and Lego is a partnership. DC and Lego.
Yes.
So are there any other video game stories like told to that?
Oh my God. Well, this one is so, this is now the fourth one that we've done. We did 3 Lego Batman games, and with each one we kind of opened up the kimono a little bit more with introducing other characters in the DC universe. But this one is like, it's kind of the culmination of, okay, now this one is not going to be Lego Batman 4. This is Lego, DC supervillains, and it really embraces the entire universe of DC. And there are so many different, like Kevin said, there's so many different angles and things happening in this game between our heroes, what happens to them, what happens with the villains, and then they need to kind of step up and take over. Because there's another group coming in from another Earth that want to take over this universe. There were so many stories we were able to tell just with this game that we're just really focusing on this one.
Thank you.
All right.